and welcome to Manly Monday Live! St. Patty's Day edition, baby. Woo! I love St. Patrick's Day. I love the holiday, and welcome to tonight's show. I am so happy, because we're talking about happiness, to have you here with us tonight. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to tonight's live show, guys. Always looking forward to that. Hope you're liking the effects. I get a kick out of them, even if you don't. So you just got to suffer with it, guys. But guys, on tonight's show, we're discussing the idea of embracing small things for happiness. Being content and being happy are often used interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. You can be content and you can be happy, and they are kind of interlinked at some junctions. But happiness is usually a response to a situation or an event, whereas contentment is more of a state of being. At least that's my opinion. You may disagree with me heavily. I don't know, but we'll dig into that tonight. Now, as you can see, I am in the spirit of the holiday. I got my shirt on. Let me step back. Woo! You can get the Fallible Man St. Patty's Day shirt, and you too can get your Irish on this week on my website, www.thefallibleman.com/shop. And just look for St. Patty's Day and you'll find it. I love this shirt. I've been looking for an excuse to buy it for you. Well, ever since I designed it. And hey, now I have one. Digging it. Now, guys, if you have questions, be sure and put a QQ in front of your question in the chat. And guys, be sure and join in the chat. Tell us where you're joining from. I love to interact with you guys. The show is so much more fun when everybody gets to play. If you want to join us on air live during the Q&A portion of the show, we also can accommodate that, guys, in whatever you're watching, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're joining us from, guys. You can find a link in the description of this video right now where you can go and fill out a form that sends me your email with your question. That way I can send you an invitation and the whole world doesn't get your email address, right? Security, safety. I promise I don't abuse your email address, but we'd love to have you on the show, guys. So you are welcome to join us that way. And if you've ever been on the show before, the Q&A is anything Fallible Man. Man, husband, father, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be tonight's topic. So that's all fair game. And I am so happy and psyched up for tonight's show, guys. I'm looking forward to it because I get to talk about some of my favorite shows. So let's get into it. Now, guys, if you're joining us from Facebook and you want your nice little icon to show like this or like this, and it's just not showing up and you're just showing up as a letter, that's okay. You can go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and you can click OK. And that just tells Facebook, my wife and I are competing for things here. StreamYard.com/Facebook, and you just have to tell Facebook that it's okay if they show your little icon or not, but it doesn't matter because I still see you guys anyways. But that's a personal choice. Some people like to have their little icon up there. Now I'm seeing Jesse, I'm seeing Sarah in the comments. Be sure, tell us if you're joining us in and who you are. We are just so excited to have you on tonight, guys, and thank you for joining us tonight. Now here, let's get into it a little bit, right? So happiness is generally defined as an experience of frequent positive thoughts, such as joy, interest, or pride. Whereas contentment is generally defined as a longer lasting, but deeper feeling of satisfaction and gratitude. Now, the reason I'm talking about the difference is you have to sort it out, right? We get obsessed with the idea of being happy and everybody's like, oh, be happy, be happy. It's okay to just be content in your life. You don't have to be happy all the time. We can't smile, right? We'd all look like a bunch of insane people, right? We'd all look like the Joker or something if we all just run around, right? Smiling all the time. It would be weird. And I see that my mom is joining us and Katie's joining us too. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for jumping in all the way from the Missouri area. And you can't see it, but we also have some people right here locally joining in. And I am just so excited, guys. But I want you to think of happiness and content kind of like this, okay? Happiness and contentment work together, but they're not exactly the same emotion. Think of happiness as something similar to falling in love. It's exciting, it's fun, and it's a very strong emotion. Contentment is more like a good long-term marriage or relationship. There's ups and downs, but overall things are comfortable and we're happy and content in that relationship. The initial puppy dog excitement wears off, but it's replaced with something more steady and complete and comfortable that's very amazing in its own right. And that is how I am talking about happiness and contentment, guys. It's two different things. They are akin to each other. They are related, but they are slightly different. Let me give you another example, guys. There's loving something and being content to something. I actually had this argument with my boss one day, right? Because my boss was really freaked out when he asked me, he's like, well, do you love your job? I was like, no, I don't love my job. And like, he totally had a meltdown because he wants everybody to love their job. He's like, no, you're not understanding. I don't dislike my job. I'm not unhappy at my job. I just don't love my job. I'm okay doing it. It provides good living for me. It takes care of the needs of my family, but I'm not in love with what I do for a living. I would very gladly do something else if it paid me better, because I go to my work because I want to pay for the life I'm living, right? I don't love that job. I'm content with that job because it achieves the goals that make me happy, right? It pays for my life. It pays for me how I want to live. So I'm content at that job, but I don't love the job. Are you starting to see how this works? If you're just joining us, guys, be sure and put a QQ if you got questions. I love to talk to you guys, and shout us out in the comments. Get involved. We love having you here. Hey, I'm Steven Common Man. Yeah, he's in a meeting, so he's watching with subtitles. I see you, brother. Thanks for jumping on. I know you got something scheduled this time of night. He had a schedule change that messed him up. Used to, he got to be on the show all the time, and some things changed with his work, and now he's got a meeting right at the same time. Right? We're all competing for time. Now, guys, let me take a slight turn here. All right. And track with me here. This is going to take a little bit of a ride. I truly love the movie Zombieland. It is one of those guilty pleasures for me in my movie collection. It is purely there because every time I see it, I laugh. It cracks me up. It has no other value than it just makes me laugh and it makes me smile every time I watch it. But I find it really interesting that in all of the question, in all of that silly zombie flick, that is more about the people who survived their relationship than it is about zombies. This amazing little truth came out, and it's enjoy the little things. Right? Rule 32 in the movies and enjoy the little things. Now, let me give you some context. This is what it's about. Sarah, give me the other screen. This is what that whole comment is about. In the movie, one of the main characters, his name is Tallahassee in the movie, takes several extreme risks, right? Puts himself into bad situations that he didn't have to be in because he wanted Twinkies. And in Zombieland, it is very hard to find Twinkies, apparently. Apparently, everybody ate Twinkies, and, zombies don't make Twinkies. Rough life, right? Hey, Shirley, thanks for joining us tonight. But he takes all these risks, and the guy he syncs up with and starts hanging out with doesn't get why he's willing to risk his life over Twinkies. Well, it goes from there to, it's not just about Twinkies. At one point, him and all of his friends end up trashing this like tourist shop because it's the end of the world. And for all they know, they're only 4 people alive, and they end up just trashing this shop. At one point, they end up trashing a minivan. Like, he just takes a hammer to a minivan and goes nuts. And the whole thing revolves around the idea that he's looking for little moments of happiness and satisfaction in an entirely crazy world and situation, right? They think they may be the last humans alive. The whole world's taken over by a zombie plague or virus or whatever you want to call it, however zombie genre you get into, guys. but they keep taking all these unnecessary risks because they're looking to just have a few minutes of happiness in the crazy, crazy world they live in, because this guy gets it that happiness comes in little spurts, little pieces that are just awesome. So let's tie this in. St. Patty's Day is around the corner, and I hope you guys are digging it because I love St. Patty's Day. I absolutely love St. Patty's Day. It is my second favorite holiday. If you can't tell, I get a little into it. I love St. Patty's Day, and it's not that I'm Irish. It's not that I have deep Irish heritage. I have this great shirt on that I showed you guys. It's available on my website. And I look forward to St. Patty's Day every year. And come to St. Patty's Day, I'll probably be eating corned beef and cabbage and possibly shepherd's pie. And I will be drinking Guinness because Guinness is the beer I drink anyway. And I will enjoy food and family and just chilling out because I love St. Patty's Day. It is absolutely just up there. No great tie into why. Okay. My family is like English, Scottish, and a few other things. There's no tie to Ireland at all. It's not a cultural thing. I love the food and I enjoy a holiday that's more about being with the people you love and just having good food and fellowship and fun. So I'm really psyched. It is one of my favorite holidays. And it's because it's a little piece of happiness for me. It's a day where I focus on just being together with people I care about. And I'm very Southern. So, fellowship is around food for me anyway. And so I make St. Patty's Day a special day for me and my family. For me, that's a big day. And it's because I choose to make it so. It's not because it was before. I chose to make that little piece of happiness happen for me. You guys tracking how this works? We all fall in love with this idea of loving what we do, of being super happy. But happiness comes in spurts, right? I have a ringtone. My daughters helped me pick it out. My message tone for my cell phone is the TRex Roar from Jurassic Park because my daughters love Jurassic Park. It makes me smile. And my daughter gives me a hard time because she heard me say that. And she's like, "Did you smile, Daddy? Did you smile, Daddy?" I'm smiling on the inside. I may not physically smile, but every time I hear it, it just makes me grin, whether that's internally or externally for a minute. It's that momentary happiness because that roar reminds me directly of my children, and my children make me happy, right? That's how we get into it. Now, let's jump back to the comments for a section. Twist Designer said, "Well said, Brent. Nice to see you tonight, man. Thanks for jumping in. I'm glad to see you." Shirley said, "True joy is knowing," where is it? Sorry. My wife has helped doing this for me and I keep screwing it up. "True joy is knowing and experiencing God's love." Very well said, Shirley. I agree with that to a large extent, but not everybody, unfortunately, watching this necessarily feels that same way. So we're talking about happiness here in the moment where we can, but that is a great thought. And I agree with that a lot. Now, guys, look at that. I have starred comments. Jesse said, sorry. See, I'm screwing this up. This way, Sarah, I'm going to stop touching my mouse. I'm sorry. I'm blowing this up. "Happiness is fleeting like a beautiful sunrise. Contentment is more like a perfect long summer." I think that's very well said, Jesse. That's a great sentiment. I like that a lot. And I think that accurately covers what we're talking about here, guys. Now, guys, here's your part of the show. This is the parts I love, is your interaction here. Is what is your little happy moment? Okay. What little thing? I told you I love it when my phone goes off, only because I like to hear the little roar because it makes me laugh inside to think about my daughters picking that out for me. Like they pleaded with me to get that. I love sitting down and watching Zombieland because it makes me smile and laugh for a few minutes. Right? Don't know why that movie just clicked for me, but it totally did. I love St. Patty's Day. I look forward to it every year because for me, I sit down with people I love and eat some amazing food and just spend the majority of the day that I can just being with people I care about. And that's an incredible day to me. It makes me very happy. So what is your little happy thing? Share out. Shout it out in the comments, guys. Let me hear, what is your little moment of happiness? Maybe it's the Twinkies. I told Sarah that the best part of tonight's show is I had an excuse to buy a package of Twinkies. So I look forward to enjoying a Twinkie later tonight, because I know I shouldn't eat them, but hey, Twinkies, right? Kathy says, happiness is story time with my granddaughters. That is a big happiness for me as well. And I can tell you, for your granddaughters, that's a great happiness. I know they love that. I can say that since they're my kids. But that is an extra special moment. And that is incredible happiness. So guys, dig into that. Keep shouting out. Tell me what your little happy moment is. And let's keep rolling forward. So here's a couple ideas for your consideration that I want you guys to ponder tonight. And you can do with it what you want. But just a few little thoughts of what you can do and how that works. And before we get into that, we have to get into the bat dance. Everybody dance. Come on. You knew it was coming. Bat dance. I love the bat dance. I love the Batman. So I got to get it in there somehow. Guys, here's a couple little ideas for your consideration. Create your own holidays or traditions. Like I said, I'm not Irish, obviously, but I love St. Paddys Day, and I made that a special holiday for me because I've given it meaning. And, you know, I know the actual story of St. Paddys Day. I know the actual old tradition of it. I know the newer versions of it. But guess what? It's St. Paddys Day, and we're all Irish today. That's how it just is. But maybe yours is Christmas. Maybe yours is another holiday. Maybe yours is Memorial Day. Maybe you have a tradition where you go camping, and that's a big family thing for you, and that brings you joy. That's happiness, guys. Make your own special holiday and tradition to give you those moments of happiness. Sarah says, coffee is happiness. We are a coffee household, my dear. And for all of you who don't drink coffee and don't get it, you all have your thing too. I know. So that's okay. Shirley says that happiness is all the moments I get to spend with those I love the most. I 100% agree, Shirley. That is a great moments of happiness. Here's a couple other ideas for you guys. Little splurges. Now, I'm not talking like big diet ending splurges. If you follow me for any length of time, you guys know that I like cigars. I like bourbon. I like, well, everybody likes Twinkies, but I don't eat those very often. But little splurges like that, sitting down and taking a time out from reality, because that's what a cigar is for me. I sit down and take an hour out of time, and I don't do anything else. I'm just there. I sit, I relax, I enjoy it. And that is moments of happiness for me. I'm doing something that gives me those moments. So maybe it's little splurges for you. Maybe it's buying that extra nice drink or buying yourself a nice dinner. Maybe it's taking someone out and going to that really nice dinner or something. Maybe it's taking a little you time. Maybe it's gym time. You know, for a lot of people, gym time is happiness. And I totally get that because I'm a gym guy. Here's another idea. Stolen moments. Either by yourself or with someone you love. Those little stolen moments where you take a time out. And maybe that's a little you time where you get to have a few quiet moments and read a book that you want to read or read your Bible. Maybe it's moments where you get to still away. I've been very blessed as my mother has been living with us, and it's actually enabled my wife and I to have more date nights way more often. And that's been a huge blessing for us, having her here with us. So we have those stolen moments where Sarah and I can just go and have a quiet moment. Those moments happen too. Like I had the stolen moments. I took my daughter out the other night for the movies. It was just me and her, and we had a great time. So maybe little stolen moments can be a source of happiness for you. Now, let me get this straight, guys. There's nothing wrong with contentment. Okay. You really can't go around just crazily dumb happy all the time. It's exhausting. Everybody will think you're insane. We'll get a whole lot more of this, and it's just not pleasant for anybody. It's physically exhausting. Okay. Don't think there's anything wrong with being content, but there is a difference between being content where you are and being happy in the moment. Twist Designer said, I think I said it. Sarah, take us up. There we go. Happy moments, watching a movie with someone or a group that's totally keyed into a movie. They jump, scream, and laugh right in the moment. It's an amazing experience and energy. I 100% agree. I'm a movie guy, and I love like just that when you're with a group of friends and you just get deep into that movie and like everybody's in it and just focused and reacting to the movie together, and you can laugh at each other and have fun. And those are amazing moments. So I totally get that. Try this fun little reward since we're talking about movies, right? Here's a couple as we continue some ideas for little happy moments to make the best of your life, to make the best of your time. Maybe that's fun little rewards. And for you, that might be going and watching a movie, or that might be going out to a dinner. Maybe it's you accomplish something, so you're going to reward yourself with a back massage, right? Or something really cool. Okay. Here's an idea for you to consider for little happy moments. And this one's going to be weird. Okay. Stick with me. Choosing carefully who you spend your time with. If you want to have those little happy moments, then you have to choose carefully how you're investing your time. You only have so much of it. There's only so much time in the day. Choose carefully who you choose to spend your time with, because your time is valuable, right? So you don't want to lose moments because you choose to spend time with people who don't appreciate you or don't reciprocate your affections or whatever. So happiness comes in choosing who you spend your time with, both in a positive light, choosing to spend time with people you really enjoy and being with and care about, and in a negative light, choosing not to spend time with people who drain you and take away from your life. Be particular with who you spend that time with, and that will give you more happy moments. Another idea is being present in the moment. Whatever you're doing, right? You will have more joy in that moment. You will have more fun. You will have more happy moments if you choose to be present. It is so easy to get lost these days in everything going around. There's so much going on constantly. So many things that want your attention. Case in point, this guy right here, right? It's fighting for your attention 24 hours a day. There is media 24 hours a day fighting for your attention, whether that's news or social media, right? There are always things. So to have those happy moments, try being present in the moment you're in. Now, Jessie says she went fishing today. That answers the question. Thanks, Auntie, because that means that Abby's seeing this and she's going to know it's time to go fishing again. She was just asking me yesterday when we were going to start fishing. I didn't know the season was open yet. Sarah says that she loves running around for a bit and having some camera time with just her and her camera, because my wife loves to take photographs. That is a joy for her to get out and be able to have that time taking photographs. Kathy's pointing out that she loves the flag in the background. If you guys haven't seen this yet, I had, I think the podcast is last week was his first appearance. I'm a big believer in sometimes you just got to plant your flag. And people ask me all the time what the Fallible Man is about. So I just made a flag. Here, let me step out of the way for a sec. And if you want to read it in depth, it's on my website. Not only can you get it on the flag, you can get it on several other pieces of merchandise, but it is a summary of what the Fallible Man is and what we stand for and what Fallible Men are. So if you're interested in reading that, hit my website. You can see it in detail there. But thank you. Yes, I love my new flag. I'm very happy with that. I'm very excited to have it. It was very difficult and traumatic for me to move the lion picture, but I do love the flag. So here's two more quick ideas, guys, about possible considerations for you for having those happy moments. Be silly sometimes, right? Sarah and I watched the TV show Bones for a long time. And I don't know if you ever watched the show Bones, and I didn't get any slides for this, but there's a FBI agent in the show, and he wears these ridiculous socks with his suit. It's his rebellion to having to wear a suit all the time. So he wears these ridiculous socks. I'm trying to remember if he does the belt buckles or not. I actually have a lot of fun belt buckles. Find that thing. For me, is the TRex ringtone on my phone, right? I love that. That's one of those silly things that makes me smile and gives me a moment of happiness, because happiness is a momentary thing, right? Being content can be a big thing, and learning to be content is super important. Being content is really, really big. Okay, guys? Learn to find contentment. Happiness bumps up and down through things, but contentment can be a lifestyle of learning to be content and find contentment in your life. Now, the last one I want to throw at you guys is have a hobby. Okay. I find so many people who have stopped having real hobbies because they're busy adulting. I hate that word, but they're busy adulting and they've given up all their hobbies, right? I have friends who ride motorcycles. I have friends who do OCRs. If you caught last week's podcast with Common Man OCR, Dave McCarter, we talked about OCRs, that motorcycles and OCRs, man. That's how we chilled together. We go do OCRs when we can. He does them a lot more than I do. And we jump on the motorcycles and go riding and just love it. But have hobbies that move you still. Sarah said running away with her camera. Her camera is a hobby that moves her emotionally. It makes her happy, right? Find that hobby. Or if you've lost it, if you've given it up, just because you became an adult, just because life set in and you have bills to pay, doesn't mean that hobby comes to an end. Because those little moments of happiness, those fuel contentment, guys. They are connected. So there's a couple ideas for you guys. Like I said, make your own holiday, make your own tradition, get the little splurges and the stolen moments. Kathy says, happiness is a hot fudge banana split. Yes, yes, yes. She's in the South right now. I'm thinking that you had a Brahms trip today. That's what that sounds like to me. That someone went to Brahms. And if you're not a Southerner, you may not know what a Brahms is, but man, oh man, it's some of the best ice cream. If you ever go back past Kansas and south, stop by Brahms. But have those stolen moments, guys. Have those little rewards. Have a hobby, right? Choose who you spend your time with. Life is far too short to spend time with people who don't add to your life. Be present in the moment. Spend some silly time. Let's see. Well, we got, no, I don't remember what the ice cream place was when we were in Salt Lake City hanging out, but it was delicious. They did not have Brahms there, so there's not the same one. Now, guys, I'm not doing any giveaways tonight. I know y'all are all disappointed. I think you all have my swag anyways. But guys, if you got any questions, throw them out in the comments. I want to thank Oliver. I don't know that he's on right now, but I want to thank Oliver from the bottom of my heart for guest hosting my show last week. I cannot say enough good things about Oliver and his wife, Denise, and the amazing work they're doing on their channel. But I am so, so grateful that I have someone that I could reach out to and I could trust with my audience, with you guys. I wouldn't just leave anybody to host this show, guys. Your attention is so important to me that you value spending time with us here. So thank you, Oliver, for taking the time out of your schedule with super short notice, like 2 or 3 hours short notice, and covering the show for me last week while I got pulled into my 9-to-5 job. I'm so sorry about that. I was with you guys in the comments. Most of you should know, but I can't host it for my job, obviously. So I'm so grateful for that. Guys, it's amazing. Happiness comes in little spurts that fuels your contentment. So learn to love the little happy moments that make your life amazing. It will change your outlook. Practice the gratitude. As we've talked many times on this show, we are all about embracing gratitude as a lifestyle. And that is part of those happy moments, guys. Those are being grateful will help you embrace those momentary happiness as you work on being content in your life. And, when all else fails, right? I guess then if all else fails, get yourself a Twinkie because happiness comes in little doses. Be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you on the next one.